Well, welcome everyone to Player Unknown's Talk. We have Beowulf from Cloud9 going to be joining us this week here on the show. And first of all, you guys have been spanking it the entire league so far. I have to ask you, were you expecting to have such a good first half performance here in the World League?
I'd say we definitely were. We finished up the Pubg Mobile Pro League, and we just started doing super well, and we wanted to carry that momentum into the World League. We knew we would do super well if we could start off with like some wins and start off on the right foot, and we would just carry that momentum through the rest of the tournament, and so far it's worked.
Yeah, actually on that note, one kind of characteristic of your team is that you guys seem to have slow starts in tournaments, if you even think back to PMPL. But here in the World League, it seems like you guys didn't really stop from the Pro League. How's that kind of been going for you guys? You have to be enjoying that kind of high you're riding off of it.
Yeah, that's been very important and essential to our success, getting that start out of the gate, so there's no kind of like ramp up time, there's no slow start, you just are full power from the go.
Okay, well, now that you and your team have been leading the regular season after both the first and the second Super Weekend, are you entirely focused now on winning the regular season, or are you guys kind of thinking ahead to the league finals now with that as your main objective?
The main goal right now is definitely just winning the regular season. We got one more Super Weekend, so we're super focused on that, and then the finals after that, we'll be ready for that when it comes to.
Okay. Across both the regions, however, your team is the only team to score above 400 points throughout the Super Weekends, primarily due to outstanding placements consistently. Do you guys feel satisfied with your play so far, or do you guys aim to improve in certain, positions within the team?
There's definitely some small mistakes that we're making that can be improved on, but other than that, we've been playing pretty flawlessly. A lot of people say that like we're not getting enough kills and stuff like that, but I think our play has been perfect, and we're in first place, so it's working. So we just want to keep focused on what we're doing already and just stay ahead of everybody.
On that note, then, you're mentioning how people are saying maybe you guys aren't getting enough kills. If we talk about a team that is getting a lot of kills, that seems to be their primary focus is kills, it's Loops Esports. How do you feel about your guys' style, maybe compared up to theirs, and who do you think overall has the better style, depending on how the West League's been playing out?
Yeah, it's definitely tough to say whose is better. We've been trading like blows back and forth, who's taking like first place, and it's been really exciting. But like when we're watching them play, when we don't do so well in a match, and like they're still live or watching the stream, and they're just getting kills and kills and kills, and it's like we feel so helpless. There's nothing we could do as like a spectator being dead in the match. They're just killing the entire lobby, and it's amazing how consistent they are at getting like those kill points. Like there was a game where they went out like 12th yesterday, where they had like 4 or 6 kills, and it's just incredible how consistent they're able to be in that front. For us, the kills definitely come at like the end of the game, so the important thing is just getting us into like that mid to end game where lots of teams are having to rotate. We can get a like primary spot in the zone and just start like picking off people as they try to come in. That's mainly where our kills are coming from, so our wins will have like 10 plus, but our other games won't be that huge unless we get into a fight with a bunch of teams.
Actually, I mean, pretty much on that note of talking about Loops, do you consider them to be your biggest rival within the West League?
Yeah, they're definitely our biggest rival. Nobody's really come close to how well they're doing. Footballist was definitely there before. It was kind of, there's like 3 teams, us, Loops, and Footballists, but they've kind of fallen behind, and we're mainly just focusing on Loops right now.
So throughout this actual week of the Super Weekend, the second one, we noticed a lot of times you guys were up against Loops in like the fairly early game or go towards the very end, thinking back to Vikendi, I think on day 1. Is this kind of like are you guys just happening to drop near the same positions, or do you feel like you guys are hunting them out, or they're hunting you guys out to take you out early, or is it just kind of coincidence?
It's partially coincidence. It's also, I mean, I know where they're going to be most of the time, except on that Vikendi game. It was the end of the game, so it could have been any team that we were like 4 versus 4 against. But early on in, I think it was Sandhawk on like day 2, we ran into them and killed like 2 of their members, and then we kind of just backed up. And that we knew we were walking into where they were going to be, so we were expecting it, and we were able to come prepared and kind of catch them off guard, even though we were pushing into them. And
that's not easy to do.
Yeah, so we were aware of that situation, but we ended up backing away, and they survived, and we found them later. But so we're not purposely like hunting them out, but if we run into them, we're happy to take a fight early.
Okay, I actually respect that confidence. It seems like a lot of teams have been really scared to fight up against Loops, but I'd say you guys have been the only ones to be able to consistently be able to battle out against them. In the West League, has there been any teams that have surprised you, whether it's a positive or a negative?
A team that surprised me has probably been Tempo Storm. They haven't been talked about a lot by a lot of like the casters and analysts, but they've slowly been climbing the ranks and getting a win on each of the days, and just slowly climbing up the leaderboard.
And I want to ask you a question more specific to you actually within your team, because obviously running the in-game leader role, but you're also an in-game leader who can frag out pretty heavily. Do you feel like you have extra pressure on your shoulders being the leader and a player that your team depends on to be able to pick up so many kills?
Not too much pressure. I mean, the rest of the guys are amazing at it, and Adder is having an amazing tournament so far. And he's been super clutch and getting a ton of kills for us. He's been consistently one of the top players in the tournament. And so he's been really helping in that, and kind of lifting some of that pressure off of my shoulders, where I haven't been like the highest fragger on the team. However, I was in the PMPL, but now I can just focus on like getting our team where we need to be, and it's been working out really well.
Well, speaking of Adder, I mean, we saw him come into the team, obviously for PMPL. Can you maybe talk about what he's done to the team, like the addition, maybe the morale of the team, or what has he really brought to the roster that you guys might have been lacking before?
He was definitely a pretty key missing piece that came in, and early on, there was a lot of like strategical input and information that he helped provide coming from. He was the in-game leader for Team Unique before coming to us, and so he has that IGL experience, and he understands the game really well, and it's allowed him now, where he is not in the IGL role, to focus on killing and use all that knowledge that he has to help him just frag out in these matches.
Okay, well, obviously you guys have a massive fan base. You guys have been around for such a long time playing within PUBG Mobile. I want to give you a chance to maybe give any shout outs to your fans, friends, family, teammates, maybe your favorite host in the West League. You know, I want to give you a little platform here to give some shout outs.
Yeah, I want to shout out everybody who's been spamming C9 win in the chat. It's been amazing to watch. I mean, like, I love going back and watching a game where we did well or win, and reading the chat and just looking at all the fans. It's really motivating, and it's really helped all of us keep like the momentum and keep feeling good and wanting to perform well for you guys.
Well, I guess it's not hard to go back and find a game that you played well in, considering you guys have been just dominating the region. One last question, actually. This is kind of like a side note. It's something that's obviously been talked about a little bit. You put Cloud9 in the East League right now against the teams we have there, RRQ Athena, Bigatron, Udo, like you name it. Do you feel like in your current form, you would still be a top contender in that region?
The important thing for us to succeed is we kind of go into the match, so like opening weekend for us, and I kind of feel out the lobby, how the style of the other teams that play, how we're going to be able to play, whether we're going to get our preferred drop spots. All of those things are very important to a team's success. So for us, fortunately, we have gotten all 4 of the spots that we want, our first picks on each map, and all of the teams are playing in the correct play style that allows us to really succeed. So there would definitely be a like transition period for us if we were to jump over to the East League. Maybe it would take like a week, or maybe hopefully less, but I feel like we could definitely become a top team, but I would definitely have to kind of learn the play style of how they play in order to succeed.
Okay, well, Beowulf, thank you very much for taking some time here to do this quick little interview, and obviously wish you the best of luck, you and your team, coming into the 3rd and final Super Weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much. We hope to win it.